foremost, this is a dangerous event that we are going to experience. It's going to get increasingly worse as the days go on. That's the information that we have. I'm sure you have the same information from the Weather Channel and also the National Weather Authority. And we have been meeting with various entities. I've been on the phone twice daily with the governor's office. I've spoken with the county executive and his representatives. We had a meeting on Friday with the PSE&G representatives. We've been in communication with New Jersey American Water. On PSE&G, let me just share with you one of the most important numbers you're going to get today, and I would advise you, if you could, to have something to write with and something to write on, because we're going to give you a couple of numbers that we'd like you to keep and in case of emergency use. The first is about PSE&G. We need you to call them directly if there is a power outage. If you experience it or you see on your block, on a neighbor, if the lights go out on part of your block or particularly in your house, if you see any wires down, this is the number we need you to call. It's 1-800-436-PSEG. 1-800-436-PSEG. What was conveyed to us on Friday from the public service folks is that it is essential that outages get listed on their roster list of where they need to deliver service. So that's very important that you do that. Please, again, if there's any issue with power, at a minimum, call 1-800-436-PSEG. Chief Semino will tell you about some other numbers we want you to call, but that's one number that's absolutely essential. We have been meeting since Thursday about this plan. I want to commend our Administrator Joe Manning and our department heads putting together the plan. We feel that we are prepared. We are opening a shelter now. At the conclusion of this press conference, the shelter at the community center in D. Hart Park will be open. We'll have cots there, blankets. Bob Rowe, our health director, will speak about other items related to the shelter. You'll hear from our fire chief about some of the work that we're doing and some of the precautions that folks should be taking. So we are working as best we can to make sure you're safe. What we want to convey to you that this is a severe storm, and we know the trains are not running, the buses are not running, the cars should not be on the street. We want you to stay home. Stay in your house. Hopefully this will blow over as quickly as possible, and we'll be prepared to serve you as best we can, as quickly as we can. So with that, let me call up Chief Semino, our police chief, who will give you a briefing from the police department and also some numbers that you need to write down. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Basically, the message we have for you today is to remain safe. And as the Mayor indicated, we want everyone to stay at home unless it's absolutely necessary for you to be out. We want to keep the roads clear. We want to be able to deliver emergency services through clear roadways with no obstructions, no cars parked on the street. And we have two main numbers that we want you to be aware of to report emergencies and then for non-life-threatening emergencies. So for imminent life hazards, injuries, fires, any medical assistance that's needed, we want you to dial 911. For wires down, those present a hazard, we want you to report that on 911 as well. But for general information about the storm and to report things that are non-life-threatening, a road hazard, any general information questions, we want you to dial 973-762-3400. 973-762-3400. That is the non-emergency information number. We will take your calls on road hazards and requests for other assistance that is non-life-threatening through those numbers. We fully expect we are going to be inundated with emergency calls through 911. So we want to make those only life-threatening emergencies that get reported through that 911 system. So once again, non-life-threatening, 762-3400. For any life-threatening emergencies, dial 911. Once again, to reiterate the parking, when we have large-scale storms of this nature, we get a lot of calls from people who want to be able to leave their cars on the street. We cannot allow on-street parking because what's going to happen is, as a result of the anticipated damage from tree limbs and other potential hazards, we are going to start to have blockages in the street. If vehicles are on the street, if they're damaged in the street, it's going to impede the cleanup efforts, and it's going to impede our ability to get you emergency services during the storm. So we can't allow parking on the street. We urge everybody to get their cars into their driveways, and if there are any special situations, you can certainly call our information number of 762-3400. But our general rule is there is no street parking during this emergency. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Again, for us, we feel communication is key. With Irene and with the October storm of 2011, some of the feedback that we got was that people needed to feel comfortable with what we were doing and the work that we were taking on. So this is part of the reason why we're here today. The information that we're sharing with you will also be put on our website. We will continue to send emails out. If necessary, we will use our code red phone notification system. So we will continue to get information out, and that's the purpose of today. I just want to also recognize that we have our entire Township Committee here. Deputy Mayor Leventhal, Township Committee members Ryan, Brownlee, and Larrier are all here today. They all want to let you know that we're working around the clock to make sure that you're safe, our community is safe, and that we're addressing any issues that will come up.